take it in at the goal line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Now it's Burrow. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Caught by Tremble. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The Lions at 3 and 7 now in the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week.
But it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Robley. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
That was a really nice job there, stretching zone coverage by running that route deep enough before breaking it back towards the sideline and being open.
And a precise throw for the reception in the first. Fighting through pressure. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Going to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 21. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Our game here in Detroit, a Thanksgiving tradition dating back to 1934. And it is the first of 3 games today, per usual. We'll see the Giants and Cowboys from Dallas after us. And then later tonight, the nightcap, another game with NFC North intrigue. The Pats and Vikings from Minneapolis. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels with a 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And it's caught. Touchdown. Rondale Moore. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On second down, this is Harris. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. They lost 4 there, and it's third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, and the Bills are going to take over at their own 41. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They go play fake. Mahomes. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
A gain of 14. First down, Bills.
They'll run on first down with Akers. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First down, Buffalo.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That's going to be caught. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Rondale Moore. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bills have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings, because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. On third down, Burrow. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you're playing on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
To try again after the sack. Mahomes. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. On fourth down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. And look at this. He's going to keep it. Oh, what a move. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelce. Touchdown, Bills. Travis Kelce. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills take a 3-touchdown lead. An extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day. But you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a third game in 2006, and usually it's division rivals, but that's the third one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together. They've got a chance of coming out with the W.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd and 7, Mahomes. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
Nagar's kick is good. And the rout is on. It's 24-0. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Rondale Moore on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bills are able to add on to their first-half lead. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
That's swung out wide to Harris. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Third and 2, now Burrow. Open man, Lamb, it's complete. The 40, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Detroit. CeeDee Lamb, 71 yards. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself, because so many times I get wrapped up in the play call, like how they sequence things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, here's a run by Akers. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw pulled in by Lamb. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 12 more yards there and another. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Tommy Tremble, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Mahomes now on first down. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Mahomes going to throw. Pass complete to Moore. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Well, the number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a give. Akers running left. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. A dime look defensively for the Lions on third. Now here's Mahomes. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 30. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give up the middle to Akers. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Brandon Ayuk, 28 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And the lead is now 24. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. First down. Here's Burrow. There's Tremble, the tight end. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On the draw, it's Harris. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Credit the tackle for loss to Robert Quinn.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting. And even
now Burrow loses the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. Look at the big man rumble. The 30. 10, 5, and this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Nagar now for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league where we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A give to the fullback on the dive. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Final minute now in the third quarter. Now a give, running left is Harris. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partners, a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A give, running right is Akers. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. The offense on third down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. He's got the connection to Moore. And he is going to have a Bills first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Akers. And some space here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
25 yards. And the Bills first down.
They'll go again here with Akers. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
He's taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 13 yards. First down, Bills.
On the handoff, running left is Akers. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Touchdown, Buffalo.
Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. This taken in at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Burrow's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
That's good for the Lions.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
A big play there for Detroit. 48 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Another Lions. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Now it's Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And some room to maneuver. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Cam Akers with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in by Ridley here. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
To the air again, Burrow. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though. No surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Now a pass caught by Zay Jones. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 3rd down, Burrow. Man open, here's Jones. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Marr, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on. And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes looking underneath, and he finds McKinnon. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game. And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish. So for Buffalo, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville.
Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah.